Hello there. Welcome to the Drifting Spore. I'm Steve. It's a gray old day in Nova Scotia today. Forecast is threatening for maybe a little bit of snow. Nothing major. And I'm out in the woods, man. It's early in the morning and I haven't had coffee yet. I haven't had breakfast. I'm not normally a breakfast person anyway, but today I'm going to make an exception if I can get a fire going. Even if not, I can still have breakfast. I brought a backup plan just in case. It rained hard last night and everything's wet right now. So I don't know. I'm going to try to get a fire going, make a cup of coffee, have some breakfast. I'm here at the Random Rock, one of my favorite spots, man. Nice big old friend here in this big random rock. Looks down over a valley. It's pretty thick though with trees. Can't see too far. One of my favorite spots. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to get started here, gathering up some stuff and getting ready to get a fire going, or make the attempt anyway. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's get the first bit of my kit unloaded here. Let's drop this guy down just a little bit. Oh, no, not that far, my friend. Do a little bit tighter there. That tree's a little bit slippery. So, okay, first let's get my fire pit out here. I brought my good old vegetable colander fire pit and cooking grill. He's gonna go right there for now. I've brought my... So it is hunting season in Nova Scotia, and I have been using my hunting backpack lately because it's orange, and it makes it so I can be seen all the way around 360, all the way around myself when I'm in the woods, and there's no place you look at me that you don't see orange. So, but this morning when I was packing, I discovered that my hunting backpack was not going to bring everything I needed. So what I did was I took my seat, my heat seat, from that backpack, attached it to my Bushcraft backpack, and that gives me orange on all sides. So, always adapting. That's for sure. Oh, that's cool. We might try some different stuff here today. I've got all day. I'm in no rush. I am out here to enjoy this today. So here's my food bag. It's nice and cool out, so I got no worries of anything spoiling. Here's my, come on, my baking pan that my fire pit's gonna sit on. Chickadees are here. I hear yous. There they go. I got my backup stove in case I can't get a fire going. I got my mug for coffee. Believe me, coffee is the first order of business here, I would say. So my mug. This doesn't even need to be out yet. In case I need it, it can go to the bottom of my pack. I brought my poncho. In case it starts to rain or snow, I can throw a little roof up over myself. Brought a jug of water. And of course my kettle and my frying pan. So, there we go. That's most of what I'm going to need right now, unpacked. I grabbed my saw, and I've got to do some looking around, find some fire lighting materials. I am going to cheat, because it was so wet last night. I brought some cedar shingles from home. I had a bundle of these in my basement, and the last time I was out, this worked really good for dry tinder to get my fire going. Once I get enough dry tinder burning, I can start drying out the wood I'm trying to burn. I might try, oh, right here's a good spot for it too. I might try to deploy my hammock chair here today too. We'll see. I'm seeing lots of good poles I can cut to do that, so we'll see how this all plays out. Number one, my bagel toaster. Number one is to get coffee on the go though, so I'm going to start bumping around, looking for some fine tinder and some wood that's halfway dry to get my fire going. I'll bring you back once I've accomplished some of that stuff. Now I got a bit of wood gathered up here. Should be enough to get us going. While I was up the hill getting some birch bark, I found this here. Kind of interesting little fungus. I show yous. I believe it to be, like, I'm no expert, don't get me wrong, I'm not making any claims here, but I believe this to be the wood ear fungus. I forget the scientific nomenclature. See how it kind of looks like an ear? Pretty cool. These guys don't have gills or anything. They're a jelly fungus. The wood ear fungus, I think. Very cool little find there. Anyway, I'm going to get to processing wood, and I'll bring you back once I'm ready. Cool find, man. Everything's super wet. I don't know. This may not play out as I hope it does. We'll see. All this really fine stuff I'm going to need at the first. I found a standing dead spruce down the hill a little ways, so I'm going to try to use him for the majority of the wood I'm going to need. But it's going to be a lot of breaking up sticks for the next little bit. I think I've gathered enough poles that I should be able to deploy my hammock chair too, but we'll see. It'd be nice to sit in my hammock chair and enjoy my breakfast and my coffee once we get to that point. There, I've got, well, I haven't batoned anything down yet, but I've got firewood a little bit ahead of the game, and now I want to focus on my chair, my hammock chair. So I've got some poles. Got 3 poles. I'm thinking my chair would probably go right on this one pretty good. Oh, it's starting to snow. Nice. I'll take snow over rain, that's for sure. Get that pole for the crossbar. Now, these poles are likely way too long. That's okay though. Now, I've got to get these two somewhat similar in length. Grab my saw once more. Let's just zip this one off. And that'll make a great baton if I need it to baton down some of my wood. I'll put that there. Okay, let's bind these 2 poles together. See if we can get them set up. I've got extra paracord here. Yeah. These kind of want to lay like this, I guess. There we go. Like that would be good. I could probably fly a tarp over this too. Now that I'm looking at it, we'll see though. Okay, let's get a loop in this end. This might be the type of thing I can leave here once I get it done. Just melt the end of my paracord here a little bit. Perfect. Okay. Paracord is right there. I'm not going to forget that that's right there. So now this is going to go just like that. That's sitting in there pretty good, actually. So now, I'll take my hammock chair, and I'm going to need a little bit more paracord just to make a loop to hang it from. Now, that's going to be quite high right there. I'm going to have to drop them down some, which I can do just like this, though. Can't I? Yes, I can. Okay, so let's put it right about there. There, let's try that. Ah, there we go. That's perfect. Excellent. Not bad at all. Great. Excellent. Now, what should we do about this snow? Nothing, I guess. Let's get started, see if we can get this fire going. I really need a coffee. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have a pretty good fire going here to combat the snow. Let's make sure we can get a decent level spot for my fire pit. Put them out here, I suppose. Is that better or worse? I think right there is okay. Put that there. I don't think that's going anywhere there. So let's get my cheating stick. My good old cedar shake shingle. I'm going to bust him down into nice, small, fine tinder. If I can. Don't want any of the wet leaves in there. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm going to put this guy, maybe, right in the bottom. So I can kind of have a good piece right in the bottom of my fire pit. That'll keep everything up a little bit. I'll get this stacked up and I'll bring this back when I'm ready to put fire to it. let's get ready to see if we can get this to light. This is all yellow birch bark, but man, it's wet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that to burn or not. I'm going to try. Hopefully we can. I'm not even going to try to put a spark to that. I'm going to use one of my homemade fire starters here. I've got a zip fire starter in there too if I need it. So that's just wax paper with cotton balls that I rubbed Vaseline all through and rolled up and kept it held together with a little piece of Gorilla Tape. So I'm going to pull a bunch of this cotton out of here and try to fine it up real nice. Put my grill there. That there birch bark, I don't know. I don't know if that'll burn or not. If I keep it loose, it might once it gets started. Now, let's see if we can throw a spark into there and get this going. Got my big old ferro rod. Put a little tag into paracord on them just to give me something extra to hold on to. There we go. Now, birch bark. Will you burn? Everybody always says birch bark. Birch bark will burn even when it's wet. Let's see. I've had wet birch bark before that didn't burn. So, it's not doing so hot there. Oh, there it goes. Try to get some more air in there. I'm going to need my fire burning pretty hot here to get the wood to dry out. I mean, my cedar shake should burn no problem, but... Oh, don't put it out. There we go. Some of that birch is starting to light there now. Try to spread it around so it's not all clumped up in one place. There we go. Things look like they're starting to happen. Come on, baby. I need a coffee. Speaking of coffee, I can probably get my kettle ready. Don't want to jump the gun though. I want to make sure that that's actually going to burn. I think we got her. And I'm playing with fire, so should have my gloves out. There we go. That's the good sounding stuff right there. So now let's get some of these guys on here too. Gloves are out and ready to go. Now, let's see if I can get perched in here. The frying pan can go back here. Let's get water in my kettle. We'll get a nice, well-deserved coffee on the go here. I'm only a morning coffee kind of guy, so I have not had my coffee yet this morning. Which is kind of funny, I didn't mind that much, really, not having a coffee when I'm coming to the woods. When I'm going to work, I wouldn't leave home without it. It's weird, eh? There, I put my water there. Let's see. Oh, there's a pretty good spot for that. Yes, that's nice right there. Excuse me, little fella. Make sure you guys can still see that. Don't want to waste any of that heat, but I don't know if I can get my grill on there. Let's try it. There we go. Coffee, so important. There's my coffee kit. I'm guessing that's not going to take very long to boil there. Got my silicone pour over device, collapsible silicone. That's a lovely rig right there. Got a coffee filter. Easy now, fire blow them right in my face. Of course. Fire's nice and warm. It is not so warm here today in Nova Scotia. So before I put that on, I'm going to throw a sprinkle of sugar in the bottom of my cup. I like to use these little mint tins. That's what I carry my coffee and my sugar in. Because one mint tin full of coffee, for me, is just about perfect for 1 cup of coffee. I just want to get this all set up and get my coffee in there. Perfect. And get my spoon out. I need my fork eventually too. Okay, my little folding spoon. I'll put him in my frying pan for now. Get my gloves out here so I can access them. I'll put you back here for a minute. And let's make sure we're doing okay here. Yes, sir. That's a lot more comfy than sitting on a rock. I hear a squirrel going off in the distance. No bunny rabbits. Haven't seen a single one. Been a long time since I've seen a bunny. Pretty rare to come across them in Nova Scotia, just see them hopping along. Maybe if you sat long enough and quiet enough, you might see one. Oh, sounds like my water's coming. Oh, I can't wait to have coffee. There we go. My water is hard boiling. Am I ever ready for a coffee? I'm going to let that sit and just come off boil there for a second. And I'm going to throw some more sticks on my fire so that we can be ready to put the frying pan on once I get my coffee made. Ouch, that's hot. There we go, that should work. All right, here we go. I'm gonna just let that soak the beans there for a second. You remember that I measured my water, so I don't have to worry about overfilling my cup. Man, that smells good. There we go. There we go, I think I've got it. A little bit dripping there. Beautiful. Nice strong looking cup of coffee. I'm just gonna put my coffee pour over device back there for a sec. I try to get my fire going again. It's gonna be a struggle with this damp wood. Let's have a taste of this. Oh, it smells nice. Oh, that's good. Nice and strong, man. Excellent. This is my dual wall mug, so he's gonna stay nice and hot. I'll put the lid on him. Let's get started cooking breakfast. That is good coffee, man. Might have to get some more fines under there to really get this to burn. Well, maybe not. Looks like it's going. We'll try it. See if we can get my pan hot. Okay. Other than the smoke blowing right at me and you, this is looking pretty good. Looks fairly hot. Let's see what we got. What do we got for grub? Okay, that's looking good. Looks like my eggs made it. So it's breakfast at Random Rock. So I brought some pork belly, nice pork belly. We'll get that in the pan. There we go. We'll put our eggs over here for a minute while that gets going. Didn't bring paper towel or nothing. Oh well, we got moss. I use moss to clean my fingertips after touching stuff. Try to get that kind of centered on where the heat's at. Ooh. Oh, that's good coffee. That coffee is wonderful. There, we're doing pretty good there now. The wind changed. We're starting to really frizzle. Oh yeah, my pork belly is real close. Okay, I believe I'm ready to pull that pork belly off of there. Yeah, it's looking good. So, just gonna fire that into my plate. Why is the smoke going right in my face everywhere I go? That's rude, fire, please. That's a lot of pork belly for one sandwich. Okay, so there's my pork belly done. I'm just gonna use the lid off my kettle to try to keep some crap off of that. Now let's reload the fire and get some eggs on. Eggs are next. My pan actually looks fairly level. Oh, there, now it doesn't. Try them right there. Now this tin can be my, not tin, container that I brought everything in can be my compost bin now. That I've got everything out of it. There we go. So that means my coffee stuff can go in there too. Whew. So there's my coffee filter, and coffee grounds can go in there. I'll just see it. Leave that over here for now. Okay, I'm getting some good heat to my eggs there now. Let's see if I can flip them. They seem to be pretty stuck here. Oh, I got one. One flipped. Close enough. But that second one almost flipped. Not quite. There we go. I got them this time. It's a slow roll when you put new wood on. Fire's got to dry it out before it'll burn real good, so it's pretty slow going. That's all right, though. There's nothing else to do today. And while my egg's finishing, I think I'll put all my pork belly back in. Try to kind of heat it up a bit. While there, like that maybe. While my eggs are finishing off there. I wonder. That'll almost fit over everything, but I'm going to need that. I hate to rush things, but I'm hungry. My eggs need a few more minutes. Coffee's still nice and hot. Just right for drinking there now. If I can get this wrapped up and cooked, I'll be in good shape. Just gotta toast my bagel. Come on, give me some heat. Now, because everything is better with a little bit of cheese, I got some cheddar cheese here I'm going to put on top of my eggs. Just like that. Hopefully, oh, that wind's picking up. Hopefully that'll kind of do its thing and start getting a little bit melty anyway. Now, let's see if we can get my bagel on here somewhere. Let's move this around here. Let's move this down here for a minute. Let's just get my bagel right on top, right on my grill. Ashes into everything. That's how I like it. I can put this trash right in my kettle. My kettle's cold now, so that's not going to hurt nothing. Come on, get toasting. Wonder if I can trap any heat in there with my plate. Oh, that guy's toasted. Perfect. That guy's pretty close too. Let's do the other side. Ooh, it's coming together. We're almost there. I'm going to call that bagel done. Let's get this on here. And let's get this breakfast stacked up and on the go. Okay, the first thing going on my bagel sandwich here is going to be my pork belly. This is a pretty ridiculous amount of pork belly for one sandwich, but hey, we're having breakfast in the woods, man. There we go. All kinds of pork belly there. Now let's get our, see if we can fish our egg out of here. Oh, and our cheese. And try to get it right on top. Landed it. Try to get the rest out of here. Make sure, oh, that big hunk of cheese didn't make it. There we go. Now, I can just put that over here for now. I can take this off the heat. This grill can come off to start to cool. And let's put some more wood on this. Now that is a pretty good looking breakfast sandwich, man. Pretty ridiculous, actually. Get some more wood on our fire so I can kick back in my hammock chair, have breakfast, and watch the fire, and have my coffee. Now, should I cut that in half? I don't think. I think I'll be able to manage it. It's not awful big. Big hunk of melted cheese, man. Very nice. Let's get comfortable and eat. No, yeah. Right on. Oh, that coffee is great, man. Well, let's try my pork belly sandwich here. That's an everything bagel I got here. Everything bagel, pork belly, a ridiculous amount of pork belly, 2 eggs and cheese, because everything's better with cheese. Let's try it. Yep, that's good. That's really good, man. Greasy. It's definitely greasy. And cheesy. Wow. I really should have brought a napkin. I got lots of leaves, though. I'll just use leaves as napkins. That was really good, man. Oh boy. Wow. I mean, that probably didn't look like much on camera, but that was good. Pork belly, egg, and cheese, man. On an everything bagel? Thank you. Very good. Oh, having my coffee in the woods, man. Also very good. Today I've got Folgers in my cup. It's what was on sale. Well, that was lovely. I'm gonna start packing up here and then kick back and relax while I have my coffee. While I finish my coffee and let the fire burn out. Beautiful. Man, this hammock chair has provided me with the next level of comfort in the woods. It's as simple as just cutting a couple poles and hanging it, man. Couldn't believe it. I saw the old pair of coveralls down in my basement, and I knew. I was like, if I take and cut off one of the legs of that pair of coveralls, I'm pretty sure I can make a hammock chair out of that leg. And I did. And it's just nice right here. So I imagine I'll be leaving this set up. I'll take my hammock chair with me, of course, but I'll leave the poles here so I can deploy it next time I'm here. Looking down over towards the creek, and a pretty good view all around me. Lovely. Lovely. Soon, I suppose, there'll be snow, which doesn't bother me at all. I look forward to it. I look forward to every season. I don't actually. I don't look forward at all. I look right at this moment in time and I try to experience it to the fullest. If you believe in time at all, which I'm open to that debate. Experience the moment, be in the moment, and experience it to the fullest. Like, just look at the lichen on the trees and stuff, man. The mushrooms. You got a couple real nice Ganoderma applanatum sitting right there, hanging out with me, man. Sharing the energy. Oh, nothing beats a greasy old breakfast in the woods, man. Nothing. I'll give you guys a look of what I'm seeing sitting here and put you behind me. And then I'll finish off my coffee. Beautiful. Oh, that was one good cup of coffee. Something about Just being in the woods, man. Love it. I'm glad I got my fire going, but I'm slightly disappointed. I was I just created another methyl hydrate stove, another alcohol stove, and I haven't really done a shed experiment with it yet. Maybe I'll do that later on today or tonight. And I had it with me though, just in case. I'm sure it'll work for my uses. For cooking or boiling water, I'm pretty sure this alcohol stove is going to work. And I think it's going to work really well. But I was concerned where it rained all night. It rained hard, hard last night. I was definitely concerned about getting a fire going here today. But we got it. The old cedar shingle saved the day again. What a great lightweight piece of good dry tinder to bring in the woods with you, man. Just to get you started, right? We did, I proved though that wet birch bark will burn. I really didn't think that was going to burn. That was saturated. My fire starter, my cotton ball fire starter helped a lot. But that birch bark did burn, got me up and running. The cedar shingle got me a good hot fire going, hot enough to dry out the wood. Now look, got a beautiful fire on the go. Beautiful view down through the woods, man. Soaking it all in. I'm fairly sure if I got there, just like that. Oh, yeah, that feels a little bit slippery, but there. Oh, I could get myself wedged in here just nice for a nap too. Hmm. I just try to breathe it all in. Just saw a snowflake. I'm glad I figured out about putting my orange pad on the back of my Bushcraft backpack there. That's what I call it. It's just like a molly pack or whatever. I don't know the difference between a molly pack and the Alice pack. I hear people say those words, but I don't really know what that means. I've never Googled it. All I know is I've got a very versatile pack there with lots of spots to put stuff on. And by putting my seat off my hunting pack on the back of that, that makes it so that I can take that into the woods during hunting season. Hunting season's only going to go for another 3 weeks, general deer season, 3 or 4 weeks. December 6th, I think it ends, somewhere around there. First Saturday in December, normally. So, once that's over, get to put the orange away, get back to just coming in the woods. But for now, it's not even an inconvenience for me to wear orange. I like orange. It's one of my favorite colors. No trouble there. No, for a while, around the turn of the century, I lived in Toronto. I moved from Nova Scotia. I grew up in Nova Scotia all my life, born and raised here. And back in the late 1900s, man, there was no work here for a young fella. Just out of high school, I never really knew what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to waste a whole bunch of money trying to figure out what I wanted to do by going to university or anything. I was never really all that great in school. I mean, I did well in school when I applied myself. I had trouble applying myself. So around 1999, year 2000, I guess, early in the year 2000, I moved to Toronto. the land of opportunity where a guy with little to no work experience could go and get a job. Man, when I was up there, I got jobs. I had jobs. I had my pick of jobs. I went from one to the next. No trouble. Didn't make the kind of money I thought I was going to make, but I got jobs. I was able to live on my own for a while. But after about 4 years of that, man, it was wearing me down. I didn't like it. I'm not a city person as it is, so living in Toronto was just far too much for me. So around 2004, I figured, hey, I've got work experience now. I had been working in factories, and whoever paid the most, that's where I went and worked. So I said, you know what, if I can, cost of living up there was so high, rent and stuff, even back then. So I said, if I can come back to Nova Scotia and make half of what I'm making up there. I was making like 17 bucks an hour where I was working. I figured if I could make half that, if I could make 8.50 an hour, $8.50 an hour, I could come back and live reasonably well down here, right? So back I came. You know what? Got into a factory job that was paying literally $8.25 an hour in 2004, and then bounced to another factory job that was paying a little bit more. And right, that's how the story went. Settled in, put down. Never really been one for putting down roots. I'm a bit of a wanderer myself. I've moved an awful lot of times in my lifetime, and that's okay. Lots of different experiences. But I kind of settled in this area in northern Nova Scotia, around where my dad was and everything. It's an area I'm familiar with. And man, am I ever grateful. You know, in Nova Scotia, you're never more than 60 kilometers from the ocean. And that's what I miss the most when I was in Toronto. I miss the ocean. I miss the salt air. And not like I'm a big beach person or anything, but right, I just miss that you could go to the ocean. You could wander off in the forest and be completely alone. Right? Like in Ontario, in Toronto, I would drive hours away from the city, hours and hours away, and walk into the woods, man, and guaranteed you were going to walk right into another person. Never failed. So I've discovered that I am really comfortable, as my wife says, Rena says, I am most comfortable in my own company. And I stick to that. I truly am. I enjoy my own company. I like being alone. I like being amongst trees and in nature. I like to experience it. I like to watch. I like to witness. Because you just never know what you're going to see unless you get out and look, right? Love it. The more I find, the more I do this stuff, the more I want to do this stuff, right? Oh, my fire's almost burned down. All my life I've been doing stuff like this. All my life I've been wanting to get in the woods, even when I was a little kid, right? My dad was my dad was an outdoorsman, I would say. He loved to get in the woods. He was the type of fella that right, he would come out of the woods on Sundays and on Wednesdays. That's it. He spent after he retired from working, he spent all his time back at the camp and in the woods. Loved it. And when I was a young fella, he had camps. He had a camp and stuff, and I used to bug him all the time. Right? I want to come. I want to come with you. My son does. My sons do that to me too. They want to come. I wanted to go, and I would go with them. So from a very young age, I was in the woods, man, going to the camps, sitting and listening to the fellas talk. Right? Picking up tidbits of knowledge from them. as they described their hunt or things they'd been up to or things they encountered. It was always a discussion around the table over a few drinks at the camp, man. I miss that. I miss my dad being around. I know he's still here. He's still around. His energy still goes on because I feel it and I see it in myself sometimes. Oh, I just saw a little mouse or something. It is a little mouse. A little mouse just ran by. Not a bunny though. Huh. That was cool. No way I was getting to the camera in time to show you that. He was moving pretty quick. Little gray forest mouse. Funny talking about my dad. There he goes again. Yeah, talking about dad and that hops on by. He was always watching nature and stuff like that, man. So he instilled a lot of this in me. I miss telling him about it when he was sick there before he passed. He used to love hearing about my adventures in the woods, things I did, right? I always tried to carry on for him, man. Still do, I guess. I can hear the wind in the trees. I can hear the creek tumbling down over the rocks. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, some people would look around and go, man, what a crappy day. It's a little bit of snow in the air. It's overcast. Not me, man. It's all part of the experience. That's all I'm here to do is experience it. No matter the weather, you can always find beauty in it somewhere, eh? I know I sure can. Well, I should put my hammock chair away. Fire's almost down to nothing but ash there now. He's going to be out real soon. I do the final pack up and head her down the hill, I guess. Bushcraft breakfast in the woods. Love it. Love getting out and having a fire in the woods now too, right? It was a long old dry summer of no fire after no fire after no fire. It's real nice to get out and have a fire, cook something in the woods, have a coffee, and just explore. Lovely. Yeah, I gotta stuff my hammock chair into my pack. That's it. That's better than taking a stool, if you ask me. It's better than taking anything, any kind of chair. Packs away. I could put that in my pocket if I wanted to. I'll just stuff it in the top of my pack. My staff fell over. There we go, buddy. You stay right there. Now, I'm going to leave this right here, just like that, because I will be back. I'm not going to forget my paracord either. Hook this guy on here. Oh, my staff wanting to go again. Now, a tiny little nut in my paracord here. I don't think I'll get that one right now. That's fine. So let's hang up our paracord. Remember how I showed you how to do that? This is the Morris Kohansky way to hang a piece of paracord. Just like that. And then I bring it down to here. Give it a pinch. Turn it over 3 or 4 times. Pop your thumb out of the top. Put your loop down over it. Cinch it up tight. There you go. Nice hank of paracord. When you pull it out, it'll just pull right out. Even you're not at the end, pull right out. Get a little closer and show you. So this end between your fingers, around your pinky, then you're doing a figure 8. Once you get close to the end, I always find I get a longer tail than I want, but whatever. Twist them around 3 or 4 times, over the top, pull them tight. Nice hank of paracord. What I really got to do with this pan, he's nice and cool now. He's not cool, he's warm, but he's not hot. What I really got to do with this pan, maybe take the grinder to it and put something, a hole there, so that I can click it to the outside of my pack with my colander and my colander in my grill. It would be perfect. Now I gotta try to stuff it in here somewhere. I think I can get it in here, maybe? Yes, perfect. In you go. Now let's see if my colander and grill are cool enough to go. Yep. That's what I love about this colander method for a fire pit. Right? That's cool now. Cool to the touch. Perfect. Then I just use this bracelet I made. Click them right onto the outside of my pack. Good to go, man. Oh, I still need to stuff my gloves in here somewhere. Forget about those too. Stuff them in right here. Hopefully, yeah, good. There. Get my little gorilla pod attached up there. Looking good. Got my staff. Very nice. So now this guy can come off of here. Thank you, Mr. Tree, for holding my pack for me. I do appreciate it. Oh, shoot. I'd rather this be pointing that way. There we go. Let's close this out with the blue jay feather. I've been seeing blue jays like crazy lately. I'm just expressing feelings of love and gratitude. They say, quantum physics says, that nothing that is observed is unaffected by the observation. So when I'm observing things out here in nature, I'm observing them with love and with gratitude, man. So happy and grateful. Thank you for the experience. Thank you, Mother Earth. Beautiful bit of time. Love it. Thank you, Random Rock. The leaves get crusty, but there's no heat there anymore. Everything's good. Everything's out. I got all my trash picked up. I'm good to go. I want to thank you very much for joining me for this Bushcraft Breakfast in the Woods drift. I had a great time, man. Really great time. Enjoy every minute that I'm out in nature, out in the woods. But it's time to head her down the hill again. Beautiful cup of coffee. A little bit challenging to get a fire going and keep it going, but not bad at all. We got it. The old cedar shingle really did the trick. It gave me good dry tinder to start things out with. A little bit of snow in the air. Got my hammock chair set up. Maximum comfort here in the shadow of a old birch tree just covered in horsehoof fungus, Fomes fomentarius. A couple Ganoderma applanatum hanging out there with me. Beautiful, beautiful breakfast in the woods. Well, I guess it's time to head her down the hill. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure hope to see you on the next one too. Oh, and remember folks, you'll never find anything unless you get out and look. Go have a look, man. It's so worth it. Bye for now.